Angel here again. So excited about this video because if I could just talk about one or two things like all day long, this topic would be one of the topics that I would talk about, and that is marketing. And as a side note, for you guys who are trying to discover what your purpose is, I just gave you a clue. What can you talk about all day long with like losing track of time? You're so interested in it. You can read books about it, listen to podcasts about it, watch videos about it. That is a clue to your purpose. So anyway, back to marketing. Many of you guys know that we just recently, actually today, the recording of this video marks year 4 that we moved into this house. How freaking exciting. I love it so much here. And before we moved into this house, I had several businesses. I had a cleaning business. I had a boutique, an actual brick and mortar store. I also did organizing for a little while. What else did I do? I also worked, I rented a table, like a booth here in Baltimore at a place called Patapsco Flea Market, while at the same time I was running my store. So on the weekends I would be at the flea market because there was so much more foot traffic, and plus I wanted to get my name out there more, so I wanted to spread myself in 2 different places. So anyway, so throughout all this time having a successful cleaning business, handing out flyers and like talking to people about what it is that I did at the time, I never knew that I was marketing until one day I went to, this is the apartment complex that we just recently moved from, and their maintenance crew was like, it needed some tweaking. Not the people themselves, but just their training and the way that they went about doing things. And also I knew that to live in an apartment was not necessarily everybody's dream. You know, most people want to own a home and have a front yard, a backyard, and just have something to be able to call their own and be able to pass down to their children. And so as I was thinking about this in my apartment, I wrote up like all these things that the apartment could do to help people, to help change their maintenance crew. And the one suggestion that I wrote down was for the apartment complex to actually like cash in on the fact that living in an apartment isn't necessarily everyone's dream. And so I went to the apartment manager and asked her if they would start doing like workshops and bringing experts in to teach people about home ownership. And I'm like telling the manager this, and I'm like, you don't understand, like this, you guys could like blow up because of this, because what other apartment complex is doing this, is helping their renters move out. But I explained to her that the next generation of people, you know, college kids are coming out of college, let them have this space and teach your current renters how to purchase a home and live their dream. And so the apartment manager, she looked at me and she goes, what is it? What else? What do you do for a living? And at that time did I have my store? I don't even think I had my store at that time. I don't think I had my store at that time. I did. I had closed it. This was after I closed my store. I went to the office manager. And so I just told her, you know, I make jewelry, I make purses, and I sell them. And she says, you would be really good at marketing. She was like, the ideas that you brought to me are excellent, and you would be really good at marketing. And I'm like, okay, great, you know, thank you. And so I'm like, okay, so what about, you know, bringing in these experts and tightening up the maintenance crew and how they do things. So we began to talk about that, and because of, oh gosh, what did she say? Because of insurance purposes, it wasn't something that they would be able to do, which they could do it if they really wanted to do it. You can do anything. So anyway, so I left the apartment complex, and I remember hearing her say, you would be really good in marketing. I'm like, what? I don't even know, what is marketing? So I Googled what marketing was, and it freaking blew my mind that I have been doing this for years and didn't have the proper term to attach to it. I just knew that when I had a cleaning business, I loved telling people how I can help them come home to an amazing home and have it smell good and help them free up time so they can live, or so they can spend time with their family and their friends, and they don't have to worry about coming home to a dirty home. Like, I've done this for every business that I have been in. I've never been the type of person to say, hey, can you buy this? I just wrote this book. Buy this book, support this book. I've always naturally told people the benefits of what it is that they're going to get from either working with me or purchasing my product or my service. So this brings me to this video, and I actually want to read you a part out of my book. This is the Entrepreneur's Guide to Making Money Doing What You Love workbook. For those of you who don't have it, I will post the link in the description box below for you to purchase this book. But I just want to read something briefly to you. And it says, marketing is simply communicating the value of a service, product, or brand effectively and often. Marketing is the lifeline of your business. Oftentimes, people confuse marketing with just marketing materials such as business cards, flyers, brochures, websites, pens, t-shirts with their logos on it, etc. Those things are simply that, marketing materials. Marketing your business is much more than that, and although it is inclusive of the materials, it goes much deeper. You are your brand, and you are always marketing. Even if your business is a product, you are the person behind that product. So remember that marketing is just simply communicating what it is that you do effectively and often. And so I want to give you guys 3 things to consider for marketing yourself and your business and your product and your service right now. Here goes that timer, y'all. Okay, so number 1 is to discover which mode or medium you like to use the best. What I mean by that is, do you like writing? If you like writing, then blogging would be the most effective thing for you. If you like video, then video would be the most. You want to think about what is it that you like doing the most, because you're going to have to do it the most. Marketing, like I said in the workbook, it's the lifeline of your business. So you want to think about how is it that you like to communicate effectively the best, and you want to rock that out. For me personally, I loathe writing. I'm not a writer like that. I would much rather talk than write. That's just how I am. That's why give me a freaking camera and I will go. I love talking so much more than I like writing. So I use video more than I use anything else to effectively market myself, my business, and my product and my services. Number 2 is to give. I cannot express this enough. You have to give your content, give your advice, give your story, give your perspective, give your way of doing things. When you give to people, they almost feel like they're working with you already before they even pull out their credit card. So you have to be so generous in the information and the knowledge that you know. If you're a good motivator, get on here and motivate us. If you know how to bake pies effectively and they are just scrumptious, get on here and teach us how to make those pies. Before we buy one, before you pop up your store, give people good content, give whatever it is that you are selling. And you think about, like, when you go to the mall and you go past the eatery or the conservatory, most people that have like that chicken teriyaki stand, there's typically somebody out there with a toothpick and with a piece of chicken on it, and they want to get that toothpick in the hand of every passerby. Now, they're not selling that chicken to them in that moment. What they're doing is giving it to them so they can taste it and see for themselves if this is something that they want to purchase. A lot of people get that mixed up. They confuse marketing with selling. Marketing is not selling. Marketing is simply giving your advice, giving your food, whatever it is, out freely and often, because it is the lifeline of your business. So number 3, in marketing yourself right now with your product, your services, or yourself or your business, is to draw people closer to you. What I mean by that is, while you're out here writing your blogs and doing your videos, doing your podcasts, whatever medium you decide to use, You need to have a way to bring people closer to you so you can market to those people specifically. Most people do this through email marketing system, which is the most effective way to market to people, because when you are out here with your videos and with your podcasts and with your blogs, it's falling amongst a ton of random people. So for the people that do find your videos and do find your blogs, the ones that are interested, you want to have a way to capture their emails. Again, take it back to a store situation. When you go into a store today, the clerk does not just ring you out and say, okay, have a nice day. They're asking you for your email address. Why? Because they want to continue to market to you. And that's the same way you have to be here online as well. And if you have a brick and mortar store, the same thing. You want to be able to collect data is everything. It is the lifeline of your entire business. That and marketing, it's everything. And I want you to understand that you have to build relationships with people before they decide to pull out their credit cards with you. And this is a very effective way to do it, would be to set up an email marketing system. And in my workbook, the Entrepreneur's Workbook to Making Money Doing What You Love, I give you email marketing systems within this workbook that you can use from the very beginning, from the very beginner to if you need a more robust system. That is all in the workbook. And so the last and final thing in marketing yourself effectively right now is to be consistent. This is key, and we all know that consistency with anything, you're going to see a result. And so you cannot just start a business and then in 3 months, if nobody's buying anything, you say, well, this isn't working and I'm going to either move on to the next business idea or I'm just not going to do it at all. You have to be in it, and you have to be in it for the long haul. Just think about the last person that you purchased from online. I seriously doubt it was someone that just posted something one time and then you took interest in it, and without finding out any more information about this person, you just purchased it. That rarely happens, although it does happen on occasion. That's not the best way to build the foundation of your business. So in being consistent, I believe that studies even have been shown that a person needs to see you between 6 to 8 times before they start to recognize you or before they even start to trust you. And I remember when I had my cleaning business and I would advertise through the local penny state. Actually, it was the Jewish Community Times. I remember the guy on the phone telling me, the very first time I called to put my ad in the paper, I was only purchasing 1 week. And he talked to me about purchasing at least 4 to start with. He said, because people need to see your name in that magazine over and over again. Oh my goodness, advertising in a magazine. That's so funny to me because I haven't done that in a really long time. And although that's not a bad idea, it's just funny that that's the way that I used to market. And it was a lot of money considering how marketing is so free and worldwide today. But anyway, so he encouraged me to purchase at least 4 so people would get to see my name on a regular basis and they would trust the name, thus make the phone call and hire me. And so I took his advice, and I'm so glad I did, because I was thinking I'm going to put my ad in this paper, people are going to see it, and they're going to call me. Not so. That is not how it goes. So guys, I hope and wish and pray that these tips from Marketing 101 has helped you. And let me add one more thing. If you are a person that speaks different languages, 2 to 3 languages, my only other language that I speak is Pig Latin, and I speak it fluently, and I'm very proud of it. So if you are a person that speaks real languages, real different languages, not like Pig Latin, make sure that you put your content out in the languages that you speak. And if you speak English, do it in English. If you speak Spanish, do it in Spanish, but do them simultaneously, do them together. Record one video in English and record one video in Spanish. I cannot tell you how freaking awesome that is. If I could speak Spanish, I would so freaking do that. I don't think I'm gonna do another medium for Pig Latin, for people that speak Pig Latin. But I've worked with a few coaches that speak English and speak Spanish, and they have been rocking this technique out. And I'm so excited for it because I love to see it grow. So guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, do not hesitate to post them in the description box below. And for those of you who have not gotten your workbook, I'm also going to post that in the description box below. And I will see you guys in the next video.